Today I'm gonna be answering a question: what is a good first gun? YouTube, what it is? It's your boy Diesel from Diesel TV. All right, man, back with another video. All right, today, man, I'm gonna be answering a question that I get all the time. Once people figure out that I'm either an instructor or prior law enforcement or, you know, into guns real heavy, they always ask me, what gun should I get? My first time buying a gun or anything like that, that's the one they asked me. So, I was playing PlayStation with my boy Nate down in South Carolina. Nate, man, I hope you're doing well. I got my PSN tag in the description. If you guys want to play PlayStation, go ahead and send me a friend request, man. I play almost everything, man. Call of Duty, Division 2. I'm on Ghost of Tsunami right now. If you can see on there, so I'm on Ghost of Tsunami right now playing that. But anyway, I was playing PlayStation with my boy Nate. We was on Division 2, and we started talking about guns. And he asked me while we were playing, what should he get for his first gun, and what he should get for his girl as well. All right, so when you're thinking about buying your first gun, there are some things that you want to think about, man. It is like, are you going to be concealed carry? Are you going to be open carry? What is the gun going to be for? Is it going to be just staying at your house for home defense? Are you going to want to carry it with you all the time? And things of that sort. So I'm going to go through these different categories and let you know what my thoughts are on when buying a first gun. So this right here, this is a Kimber 1911 TLR, all right? This was my first gun. This was the first gun I ever purchased right here, full priced, all right? And I carried this gun for at least 2 or 3 years because it was my only gun, all right? Now, being the fact that it was my only gun, I had to use it for everything. And that's one of the things that you need to think about when purchasing your first gun is, what exactly are you gonna be using it for? I would carry this gun concealed. I would carry it, I would keep it on the nightstand when I slept. And everything. And this is not really a good concealable gun because it is so big, you know what I'm saying? So it really did not fit in all the categories that I used this gun for. Now, I was a police officer, so it really didn't, you know, if somebody saw my gun or somebody called the police on me because I had a gun on or something like that, it really was not that big of a deal. But I did have some of those issues happen before with me. Somebody would call because they saw a gun under my shirt and they were just concerned citizen, okay? So when it comes to your first gun, you want to think about those kind of things of like, what is going to be able to be concealed? Are you going to conceal? Where you would want to hold it is going ambidextrous, appendix carry, or on your side, in your back, things of that sort, okay? Now, what I feel like is a good gun for all the categories is a mid-size gun. This is the SIG P320X carry, okay? This is what I have for a mid-size gun. And the reason why I say a mid-size gun is good because you can still put a light on it and it is small enough to be concealed inside your waistband, okay? So that's why I would say like any kind of mid-size gun would be an all-around kind of solution to your first time buying a gun. Now, like I said, this gun is 9mm. It holds 15 rounds, and so you have a good round capacity, and that is good also, which you guys know round capacity is not that big of a deal for me. I really don't go on just round capacity when I'm purchasing a gun for carry. It's more of how accurate I am with that gun and how fluent I am with manipulating that gun. So a mid-size gun would be a good one also. I carried this gun for at least a year when I first got it, and I could conceal it real good. I could open carry it real good, and with the holster that I got for it. Now today, if you guys saw my EDC video, you know I have 2 different EDC guns. It's gonna be the P365. I have it in the People holster, and this is one of my everyday carries, man. And basically what I carry this is when I want to be 100% concealed, is when I carry this, man, because you can conceal this very easy. It is a small gun. I can put a light on it. They make lights for it if I want to. Only reason I haven't done that yet is because I don't have a holster for it. I have to think about buying the light and the holster together, because when I get the light, I'm going to want to carry it also. So that's the only reason I haven't gotten it yet. But this P365 is a very, very good gun. It's a 9mm and it holds 12 rounds, okay? Now, I've seen people that go to carrying the Glock 42 as well, which is a 380, okay, which holds 6 rounds. And I've carried this gun as well. Only reason I stopped carrying this gun is because of 365. 365 and the 42 are similar in size, you know, and this carries more rounds in it. So I just started carrying this, and this was a 380. I got this when it first dropped. The 43 wasn't out yet, so I got this when it first dropped, and it's in 380. And my thing about 380s is they're a good round, but it's just like a 9mm. It's just shorter, so why not just do 9mm, you know? So I've seen people carry that Glock 42, and they love it. They love carrying it every day. They feel comfortable with it and all that stuff. Now, my primary gun that I carry EDC is gonna be this Glock 19, okay? Now this Glock 19 right here is one of the main reasons I carry it is because it's an all-around good gun that is kind of easy to conceal. It's not easy for me to conceal now because I put this magazine extension on it, and it's +4. So instead of it carrying 15 rounds, it carries 19 rounds. But I just wanted to make my Glock look kind of nasty, so that's why I put it on there. But before I had that on there, man, this gun was very easy to conceal. I could conceal this gun and go anywhere and wouldn't anybody know I had a gun on me. Now, granted, I am a bigger guy. I'm not, you know, I ain't skinny in no means or anything like that. So it's kind of easier for me to conceal bigger guns. But that is something else you want to think about when buying a first-time gun is, are you going to conceal it, and how easy will it be to conceal? So another one of the guns I got that I used to carry as well is this 1911, this Springfield Champion Arm 1911, man. I used to carry this gun faithfully every day, and there was no other gun that I carried with it, but this is more of a mid-size. This is not a full-size 1911, it's more of a mid-size. And like I said, these mid-size guns are a little bit easier to conceal than a regular size, a full size. And most mid-size guns you can put a light on. So I had a light on this. I had a holster for it, inside the waistband holster. I would carry it every day faithfully for like maybe 8 or 9 months. I carried it for, and I loved it, man. Even though it only had 7 rounds, it still was a good gun, and it could get me to safety where I needed to go. So that's why I carry this gun so much. And you know, I still carry it from time to time. It's just not my go-to right now because I have the 365 and the 19 that I carry. So moving on to some other things that you might want to think about when buying your first gun is, what kind of caliber do you want, man? These days, you know, back when I first started buying guns 15 plus years ago, 45 was a round that everybody said, oh, it's a snappy round, you know, you gotta handle that recoil and everything like that. But these days, man, when it comes to recoil, man, it's not that big of an issue when it comes to recoil, because it's not the round, it's more of the build of the gun, if you understand what I'm saying. So a full-size gun is really not going to recoil as much as a baby Glock or a subcompact or something like that. A compact is not going to recoil as much as a subcompact. Now, subcompact guns with the smaller frame, they have more of a snappiness to them, most of them anyways, depending on, you know, what kind of round you're doing. Now, 22s, of course, you're going to say, okay, there's hardly any recoil with a 22. You can get a 22 and not have not much recoil. But if you buy a full size 22 compared to a subcompact or compact 22, there is a recoil difference. So even though 22 does not have that much recoil, you still get a difference in the recoil in the build of the gun. So that's another thing that you might want to think about is, what exactly can you handle when it comes to shooting that gun? Are your hands too big? Are your hands too small? And things of that sort. Now, I've talked to a lot of people and they say Glock is a great first gun for somebody to get, and I would agree when it comes to me. But when it comes to you, Glock might not be your thing. You know, I've taught people in classes where they just didn't like Glock because they just did not like the grip. They didn't like their grip, the grip purchase when they gripped it. They liked the CZ better, or they liked the SIG better, the SIG B320 better. I was talking to a friend of mine the other night, and all she was saying was that Glocks, she's tried plenty of different Glocks, and she just does not like the grip on it. So just because you like it doesn't mean it's a good purchase for somebody else. So the answer I gave Nate at the end of the day was, man, the best thing for you to do when purchasing a gun is go to a gun range, rent a gun, rent a few different guns. Doesn't have to be the same day, but rent a few different guns and try them out just to see how you feel comfortable with it. See how they cycle. See how, you know, if you shoot it, does it jam? Does it double feed? Does it not feed well? How easy is it for you to manipulate the safety? If it does have a safety, how easy it is for you to manipulate the mag release? How easy it is for you to insert a magazine? Because the reason why I say that is because 1911s, a lot of people have problems if it's not there's no mag well on a 1911. A lot of people have a problem inserting that magazine into a 1911. So that might be an issue that you might have, and you might not even know you have until you go to the range and start shooting that weapon. So these are some things that you need to think about when it comes to purchasing your first weapon. The next thing you want to think about when purchasing that weapon is what kind of holster will you be buying with that weapon, man. All right, so I got my duty rig here, man, and I have this double retention holster on here, and it's a little dirty from the last time I worked, but I have this double retention holster on here, and this is not anything that I would carry off duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't carry this off duty, even though it is a very good holster from Safariland. It is a very good holster, but this is not something that you would want to carry off duty. I mean, well, this is not something that you would want to carry while, you know, carrying your firearm. I just carry this for while I'm working, all right? There are some other ones that you might want to consider is like, does it have retention? Does it not have retention? Like these Blackhawk holsters, a lot of people talk trash about these Blackhawk holsters, but I have a bunch of them and I've never had a problem with them, okay? As far as carrying concealed or anything like that. I like them. I don't really carry them that much now, but this Blackhawk holster has a notch in here where you can press and it releases the firearm. That's something that you're gonna have to train with, all right? Safariland makes another holster. This is for my M&P Shield that has a notch right here that you have to press back to get the gun out because it is a double retention holster, all right? So you have to actually press down and push this back to get the gun out. So those things that you want to think about, man. The holster that I carry with my 19 and my 365 have no retention. They're Kydex holsters. They have no retention. This is my 19 holster. I had to cut out the bottom for my threaded barrel, but this has no retention to it. You can screw it tighter for it to be a tighter fit, but it'll just come out when you pull the gun out. I do carry this concealed. Now you can tell that I have a gun on for the most part because of my printing and things of that sort, but at the end of the day, I'm not really concerned about it falling out if I fall down or something like that. That's not a concern of mine. I've already tested that out. All right, and that's going to my last thing when it comes to printing. If you're going to carry concealed, do you want that gun to print? Do you not want that gun to print? Where will you, like I said before, where will you be carrying that gun? If you're carrying concealed and you have an outside the waistband holster, it's going to print more than the inside the waistband holster, okay? So all these things you want to think about when it comes down to it. Now, my boy Nate was making a comment that he wanted to get his girl a gun and he wanted her to have like a 22 or a small caliber round or something like that. And I basically had to tell him, man, 22 is not a good defense round, okay? So instead of just trying to figure out and guessing what round would be good for her, go to the range. Go to the range, rent some guns, let her shoot them. She's never shot a gun before, but every single time I've taken somebody to the range to shoot, they're skeptical. I might start them out with a 22, but at the end of the day, when they go up to the 9s, the 40s, and the 45, they're so glad they didn't start out buying a 22 because that would have been a waste of money for them. So like I said, guys, buying your first gun is one of those things that you need to do more research on. Don't just ask anybody because nobody knows you. The best thing for you to do is do research on yourself, let yourself see what is the best fit for you, and test it out. Now, after you go and get your first gun and you have all that stuff, then you can think about what your next gun wants to be as far as what you're trying to do as far as home defense, concealed gun. This is my concealed gun. This is my outer carry gun. This is this is my nightstand gun, things of that sort. But your first gun, you want it to encompass all the things that you're trying to do when it comes to having that gun, and make sure that gun fits everything in that window. So there's not a good answer on what your first gun will be. I can't give that. I really don't feel comfortable ever giving that answer. Whenever I get asked that answer, I tell them I don't know. I really don't know what a good gun for you will be, because my good gun is different from yours. So guys, just keep that in mind, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Shout outs to my boy Nate down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, boy. That's one of my mans right there. That's what I play with all the time on PlayStation. Make sure you smash that like button, man. Also, comments in the comment section. Let me know what your first gun was, if you liked it or if you didn't like it. You know, things of that sort, man. Let me know what you think about some of the things I said today, man. And subscribe to my channel. Y'all know what it is, man. I'm out.